Welcome on into the Warriors Daily Recap. I am your host, Alex Scott, and this is your home for Warriors information with scores, highlights, sound bites, and we're going to give you a recap of the last game and a preview of the upcoming contest for the Golden State Warriors. Well, let's look back at last night. The Warriors lose in overtime 135-134 to the Houston Rockets, and reigning defending MVP James Harden had himself a game. The Warriors were up at 20 points at one point, but Harden, he brought Houston back thanks to a triple-double with 44 points, 15 rebounds, and 10 assists, and this dagger in overtime.
They get it to Harden, guarded by Thompson. 3 seconds left. Fires a contested three, and rattles it down! 1 second left. Incredible shot by James Harden. Two guys in his grill. It did not matter.
So when the Warriors were out to that lead, they really let their foot off the gas. They relaxed in that second half. And against a team like Houston, you can't really do that. James Harden, he's showing you why he wants back-to-back MVPs. He really wants it bad. They were so close against the Warriors last year in the Western Conference Finals that he is motivated and focused to get his team back there. Right now, they're in the middle of the Western Conference. They're starting to turn things around. Maybe they're going to be down there down the road in playoffs. We don't know yet. We're not even halfway through. Halfway through is coming up in a couple of games. But now let's take a look and hear from the head coach, Steve Kerr, and he sums up what happened in the third quarter to propel Houston back into the ball game.
I think that, they came out swinging. They scored, 18 points in the first 4 minutes. Our defense was really poor. And then our offensive execution was really lacking. Quick shots. I don't know if Kevin Durant touched the ball there in the third quarter for about 5-6 minutes. And, that can't happen. We've got to do a better job of getting him the ball and making sure we're executing. I thought we were just coming down and taking a lot of quick shots. And because we weren't in a good rhythm, we were missing, and then we were vulnerable with our transition defense off those missed shots.
A lot of high minutes for everybody all around on the stat sheet, and you really want to, limit those minutes because this team is getting a little, they're older. We're not saying that they're busted down and old, but you look at some of the minutes. Durant with 42, Curry with 40, Klay Thompson with 43. One of the starters, Kevon Looney, who did a pretty good job. He was 5 of 9 from the field in the game. He had 12 points. He did a really good job in the beginning against Capella and against Houston. He seems to come up and really likes playing against Houston. I was surprised that he wasn't out there for more minutes later on in the game instead of Iguodala. And Iguodala, he can hit buckets, he can get those tough shots for you. But at some time, you were like, I was thinking, man, let's get Looney out there. Let's have some more energy. He provided a lot of that in the game in the early goings, and I was kind of surprised to not see him out there. The same thing goes for Jordan Bell. I thought since he had the nice performance against Phoenix that Kerr is going to reward him with more minutes. Let's chalk that up for what it's worth against Phoenix. You're gonna look good against the Phoenix Suns, and against Houston, well, it's a little different story. So I'd like to see some more things with Bell, but I want to highlight Curry. Curry had himself a solid night last night with 35 points and 6 assists, and he also hit a clutch shot in overtime, and that's going to be tonight's play of the game.
It's time for the play of the game. Now, here's the play of the game.
Iguodala gets it to Durant. Shot fake. Driving down the lane. Had it poked away. Almost recovered on the baseline. Saves it in. Klay gets it. Throws it out. Steph, the shot fake. Pulls up from 20. It connects inside the left wing guard.
It wasn't pretty, but it was effective.
It would not be the big shot, the shot that would give the Warriors the win, but still, clutch shot there for Stephen Curry. All right, I want to get some thoughts about this. Let's get these rotations back in order. I'm tired of this experimenting and tinkering with it. There was familiarity. There was cohesion of focus role. Let's get back to the regular rotations. I want to know what you think. Hit me up on Twitter at AScottSJ. We can talk about it. You can hit me up on YouTube too. We can go back and forth with it. I just think that why are we tinkering with this? Why are we tinkering with something that was good, that was solid? I mean, okay, well, Curry was out for a long time. Green was out for a long time, and you had to adjust on the fly. Well, let's get back to the regular rotations. Let's get back to what made you 10-1 in the beginning of the year. and how everybody said it, playing with joy. That's one of the big things that I want to see. I want to see that come back. And I said this in the last one. Let's put this slog of 2018 behind us. And with a loss like that last night, it just seemed like the same issues are coming up. I want to get back to the regular rotations. I don't like this tinkering. It's not fun. It's not good for anybody. It's not good for any of the players. It really isn't. I want to see them just hit the reset button and say, okay, yeah, it didn't work out with what we were trying to do. Let's go back to our bread and butter. Let's go back to the things that make us the Warriors. You got to see that. And it's January. It's January 4th. It's January 4th when this is on right now. So there's still a lot of season left. The midway point for the Warriors is going to come up on Tuesday against the Knickerbockers. So that's going to be the thing that's going to we're not halfway there yet. We're not there. Let's get back. There's still time. They're still atop the Western Conference. Let's not forget that. Let's not forget that this team is still one of the best in the league. It's just not how everybody's used to seeing it. And I'm not panicking. I just want to see just some normalcy back with this team. All right, let's preview the Sacramento Kings as they take on the Warriors tomorrow night. The last time these two teams played, it was a grinded-out victory for the Warriors, 130-125 at the Golden One Center. Sacramento has surprised some teams in the West right now. They're sitting at 9th with a record of 19-19. They are losers of 3 straight, but they have had a couple of down-to-the-wire games with the Warriors this year, so it is going to be fun and exciting there at the Golden One Center. It's not an easy place to play. The Warriors know that, and they had a good one down in Oracle where Clay he tipped it in and won it. So it's not an easy out. We've said this before. Any team in the West, it's not an easy out, except for some of the teams like the Phoenix. But again, Phoenix it's not easy. It's not easy at all. These are NBA players. That everybody's got to realize that. Andre Iguodala said that on Beyond the Arc. He said, these are NBA players. It doesn't matter. At the end of the day, they're in the NBA. That is the big thing. Well, if you are here locally in the Bay Area, coverage will begin at 5 o'clock with Warriors Live with John Dickinson and Matt Steinmetz. 6:30 will begin network pregame, and 7 o'clock is the time for tip-off on 95.7 The Game. Well, I am Alex Scott, and this has been the Warriors Daily Recap. Let's go Warriors!